Hello and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV with Kupuru. Now when we last left off we just finished the Sastasha dungeon, and so now we're going to go turn in the quest to Bataran. Right now they're having a holiday event for Easter. It's called Hatching Tides. You're going to see a lot of Easter stuff everywhere, and it's nothing to be alarmed about. It's just gonna be here. So we're going to actually head on up to the Drowning Wench and turn this in. So off to the Drowning Wench we go. Okay. Aye, such a task was on the books. Was, mind. I'm afraid that ship has already sailed, friend. Ah, might you be the adventurer who accepted the job of investigating Sastasha? It would seem that ship has not only sailed but now returns to harbor, none the worse for its journey. A pity we dragged our boots too long on this one. No matter, the wheel will turn and our chance will come. You are right, of course, but there shall be no rest till we have attained our goal, lofty though it may be. Not a wink of sleep, great leader. Our aim, lest you wonder, is to perform such feats of heroism as will earn us a place in the songs of every alehouse in Eorzea. We mean to write a legend which will inspire adventurers to, as yet unborn, to follow our shining example. Do you have such a goal, large or small, it matters not. Only have a star to reach for, and you will reach higher. Purpose can sustain you through times of hardship. Keep your eye on the prize, and all obstacles will be overcome in time. You would not think to stride into battle unclad, would you? Well, goals are as armors and armor for the spirit. I wish you fortune in your endeavors, my lady. He was a nice guy. Aye, back then, are ye? With all your limbs and a tale to tell, I wager. Fishbacks. And there I was thinking you'd only have a pirate skull or three. 7 hells. You turn your back for 5 bloody minutes and the scaly bastards have set up shop on your bleeding doorstep. Still sounds like you left 'em in pieces, so I don't suppose they'll be carrying out whatever mischief they was planning, unless they was planning on feeding themselves to the fauna of Sastasha, of course. But any road, all is well that ends well. On behalf of Limsa, I thank you for shedding some light on this mystery. You've lived up to your reputation, and all I can ask for, no more than that. Now, I'll bet you're dying for a rest, but just in case you're not, I was wondering if you might be interested in taking on another job. It just so happens that I had a request from our sister guild in Gridania, see? Some of the forest folks are in need of an adventurer what can get things done. For them to ask for help like this, you can bet the task won't be no skip through a sunny glade. But after the way you dealt with our fishback infestation, I doubt it's anything you can handle. Give us a shout when you're ready and I'll lay it out for you. So that one's complete. Okay. Alright. Ready to hear about this job then. Like I said, the request comes from our sister guild in Gridania, and that's all I know. But whatever it is you got asked to do, I somehow doubt it'd pose any trouble for an adventurer to survive the bedlam of Sastasha. If you think you might be interested, you'll want to have words with Mother Mione, my counterpart in Gridania. Good luck, lass. Okay. So now we are off to Gridania. You know what? While we're here, we're going to go ahead and get this quest done that lets you change your appearance. It's called Beauty is Only Scaled Deep. It's level 15 and it starts in Limsa Lominsa. We're going to go ahead and do this because it's a quest I really like, which is really scary, but it opens up the ability to customize your character in-game. It's pretty much like a hair salon. You're either a brave woman or a fool, friend, to be wandering the streets of Limsa today, with the slasher of Fisherman's Bottom on the loose. You've not heard, there's a madman about. Why, it's said he brandishes blades so long and sharp they could gut a whale. No one's seen any blood yet, but that hasn't stopped the rumors from sending shivers up spines in every alehouse in town. That you're still standing before me tells you don't scare as easily as the rest. Perhaps you could assist with the investigation. To start with, you might want to look into that scream I just heard outside. This is even funnier with Easter around. What are you waiting for? That's him. The slasher. Apprehend him, toss him in gaol, and throw away the key. Or gut him and feed his lifeless body to the sharks for all I care. Just do something. Whoa, woe is me. Whatever did I do to deserve this cruel fate? For 6 moons I saved every last gill of my husband's hard-earned wage, foregoing new shoes, a new purse, sometimes even food for our children, all in anticipation of this day. What's so special about today, you ask? Why, this day marks the arrival of a world-renowned aesthetician at blah, can't speak. Reeds, how do you say that word? Esthetician? Thank you. In Limsa. My endless patience and self-control were to be rewarded with a hair-raising transformation that would have every fashion-conscious Limonson oohing and awing in admiration. Why is somebody a frickin' Spriggan? Sorry, sidetracked. Instead, I find myself accosted by this lecherous lout. Speaking of which, weren't you going to do something about this? Go ahead, have your way with him. I doubt he has anything to say for himself. So, doubt? Oh, the ignominy? Whatever, I can't say words today. Of it all, of course you'd take her side for shame. Is there not one sympathetic ear in this entire nation? An artiste of my renown should be welcomed with open arms and a 21-cannon salute. Instead, I am branded a criminal. The tools of my trade, nay, the extensions of my very soul, ripped unceremoniously from my person like barnacles from the side of a frigate. I will not last long in my weakened state. No, even as we speak, the world around me grows dim. With my dying breaths, I speak unto you 3 names, 3 kind souls who may yet put right what has gone so frightfully wrong. Forge Master Hananza of Naldik, and Vimils, Guildmaster Beaton of the Gridanian Carpenters Guild, and Severin at the Alchemist Guild in Uda. If there's an ounce of compassion in you, seek them out and tell them Gendeline sent you. When my soul is restored and my name rightfully cleared, all of Limsa, nay, the entire realm, will be singing your praises, for I, Gendeline, am none other than the ass-cuff, the ass-wheeze. Ugh. So we're actually doing this quest first, because I want to. Like I said, it's a fun quest. It is. Jandeline sending you. Let me guess. The barmy fool's lost his tools. Pardon me. The appendages of his very soul. Again, and is thrashing and tossing like the end of days is nigh. The man brings it on himself. If he toned down the theatrics and went about his work like an earnest craftsman, I dare say he'd save himself these misunderstandings. No, I've not a whit of sympathy for the fool. You, however, have my pity, indeed, for having to play audience to his whining. Any road, this should shut him up for a while. Tell him that if he loses these, I'll graft the next pair into his bloody hands. And real quick, we're going to go back to Ul'dah and get the next part of that quest. Then go to Gridania. Come back, turn it in, and finish it up, because it's not a hard quest. It's really, really easy to do. Okay. For this one, I got to go to the Alchemist Guild, so here we go. So I'm trying to speed through a lot of this, so that way we can continue on. You've come on behalf of Jandeline. Why, I just furnished him with a fresh batch of my special creations last week. I realize the man's services are in demand, but it would be physically impossible for him to exhaust the entire supply so soon. Stolen, you say? An unfortunate turn of events indeed, if not entirely unexpected. You see, the man is something of a genius, and genius is often misunderstood by modest minds. Trust me as I speak from extensive personal experience. Yes, great minds must band together in trying times, lest the realms be deprived of our talents, and so I command you, deliver this parcel to Gendeline with all speed. And the only reason I know where half these guilds are that they're talking about is because on Freya I have every single crafting class available and every single gathering class available. A message from Jandaline, you say. So he's lost another one. Does the man not understand that wood doesn't simply grow on, or actually it does, at least in a manner of speaking, but the fact remains that resources are in short supply. For all his flowery words, if his tools were truly an extension of his very being, one would think he'd find a way to hold on to them for more than a fortnight or two. Jandaline's skills are not to be doubted, but his temperament leaves much to be desired. Still, it is not my place to judge. Take this to him and let us both hope that he will right his ways. Back to Limsa, sure. Alright. If there is an ounce of compassion in you, friend, I beg you, retrieve the tools of my trade, for I am none other than Jandaline, the cough, hack, wheeze. Could this be? Yes, I can feel it. The light returns to my eyes. Power courses through my fingers. I live. And as I live, this unspeakable embodiment of ugliness must die. Begone, foul demon. Aye! And so I ask, how do you feel, madam? Why, it's as if, in but a single magnificent moment, I traveled beyond the void and returned to life as the embodiment of all that is beautiful in this world. Could it be? Yes, it must. How else to explain such power? You are the one whose coming was foretold. You, yes, you are the aesthetician. I hope I said that right. In the flesh, madam, I am Jandaline, crafter of coffers so divine that Menfina herself doth begrudge my clientele their beauty. But let us speak of you, madam, for where a moment ago stood a fashion-challenged frump, now there stands a beauty reborn. And you are the one I must thank for reviving my soul, that I might once again bestow my gifts on a realm befit of beauty, a kindness I intend to repay in full. Do you fear that your own hairstyle is becoming passé? Fear the spectre of, gasp, ugliness threatening to consume you? Fear not, friend, for it shall not survive my wrath. As the maiden before you, as this very realm we call home, from an abyss of unfathomable drabness, you shall rise anew. My clients have been known to make reservations moons, even years in advance, but you shall know no such troubles. No, for proving a staunch ally to good taste when all others turn a blind eye, I gladly place myself at your beck and call. Yes, the next time you find yourself plagued by aesthetic ennui, I guess, you need only ring the crystal bell from the comfort of an inn room at which you have taken up lodgings. Jandaline shall hasten to the scene. Yes, in a flash, the dreary, uninspired life you have hitherto known shall end. You shall travel to the realm beyond and return to us as a beauty reborn. I give you this as token of the trust between us. Treasure it, for it is the key to a world of aesthetic wonders ordinary women shall never know. Oh, Master Jandaline, do come back. I've not made my next appointment. And that opens up the ability for you to kind customize your character while in game. So now we're going to go to Gridania and do the next part of the story quest. So now we're going to go to Gridania. So just so you know, I did have to go downstairs and get dinner, because that time of day for me to eat. And so you might hear me. I'm going to try not to eat with my microphone on, but you might hear me on accident, so I do apologize. Take a seat wherever you like, friend. Our waitress will come take your... Oh, not here to dine. Dear, I hope that you're the adventurer Badoran sent word about. You are? The matron be praised. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mione, and I am the Carlin Canopy, and the Carlin Canopy is my place. With regard to the task in question, there is a fair bit to tell. Let me know when you are ready to hear the details, and I shall brief you. Ready for the briefing? Good. Now then, here's the long and short of it. Beg pardon, Sir Mione, but our need grows even more pressing. Have none step forward. And good day to you too, Lord. Your need must be pressing indeed for you to honor us with a visit. The good news is your journey hasn't been wasted. I'm pleased to report that we have a volunteer at last, and one who comes highly recommended at that. My thanks for answering the call, friend. My name is Lewin, and I lead the men and women of the God's Quiver. Now, time is of the essence, so I shall proceed directly to the heart of the matter. We wish for you to nip a potential threat to Gridania in the bud. Beneath the central shroud there lies an underground burial site called the Tam-Tara Deepcroft. The place was once a Gelmoran settlement, but we Gridanians have long interred our dead there. Of late, however, shadowy figures have been seen skulking about the Deepcroft, and with ever increasing regularity. Based on the accounts of various witnesses, we suspect that these individuals belong to the Lambs of Dalamud, a doomsday cult which sprung up prior to the calamity. These zealots have proven themselves dangerous in the past, and we leave them to their own devices at our peril. Ordinarily, I would have dispatched my best men to scour the Deepcroft with orders to flush the cultists out. Alas, the calamity decimated our ranks, and the limited forces at my disposal are constantly required to keep the Ixal at bay. The birdmen have grown restless of late, and I fear a storm may be brewing. In anticipation of this, I have been compelled to spread our forces throughout the Twelves Wood, lest we be taken unawares. The situation so being, we must turn to others to deal with the Lambs of Dalamud. Can we rely on you to undertake this task, friend? You have my gratitude. Once you've seen to your preparations, pray make your way to the Deepcroft and identify yourself to the guard posted at the entrance. He will apprise you of the latest developments. That is all. Be careful out there, you hear? May the crystal guide you and keep you. So, already we have to do another dungeon. So, that's going to be fun, because I don't know if anybody in the free company is going to be available for me to grab this time around, to go and do this. I'm hoping there will be, but I really, really doubt it. So we shall have to see. So let's just go ahead and get out there first, and then from there I can decide if anybody would be willing to help me. Okay, while we're out here in Bent Branch Meadows, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get this aetheryte that's out here. This way we can teleport directly here instead of having to go to Gridania and then come all the way out here. So we're going to get that before we continue on. Okay. So we're going to... I'm going to see if I can sneak past some of this, because I don't want to fight all of this. And those guys aren't fun to try and fight all the time. Okay, so... Okay, there he is. You're Kupuru Haruka, I take it? Thanks for helping us out, friend. No doubt the Bow Lord has already informed you, but your task is to enter the Deepcroft and purge it of the Lambs of Dalamud. In case you're unfamiliar with them, the cult emerged shortly before the calamity put an end to the Sixth Astral Era. The cultists who took the Lesser Moon, Dalamud, for their god, believing that it would deliver them from the devastation, and so they were rather disappointed when Dalamud exploded into 1,000 flaming pieces before it could complete its descent. Now, having seen their god turn to ash, one would think that the cultists might feel moved to question their faith. On the contrary, it served only to stoke the flames of their fanaticism. The Lambs of Dalamud are convinced that heretics, that is to say everyone but them, interfered with the coming of their Lord and Savior, and that it's now their sacred duty to avenge him. Whatever it is they're doing in the Deepcroft, you may be sure that no good will come of it. For the sake of Gridania and Eorzea at large, put an end to their madness. And yes, it looks like we have opened up Tam-Tara Deepcroft Dungeon. So for right now, we're going to stop this episode here, because as I have stated in another episode, I will not have the dungeons be part of a current episode. They will be separate episodes altogether. So we're going to end this episode, and then we're going to pick back up with the next episode, which will be Tam-Tara Deepcroft.